I know that you're not the overseer of everything, but are there things that you notice that you're like, "Okay, we need to maybe tighten back up on this," or there is this hole that's always been there, and now it needs to be filled this way?
Well, it's hard for me to speak. Well, let me say it's easier for me to speak about the department that I belong to for 22 years. So what I've seen is, I think where this police department, Atlanta police, are today compared to when I was there, they're way more progressive, and I think it's helped quite a bit. I think um, with the advent of having, we didn't have body cameras when I was there. We didn't have half of the technology that the police department and training that they have now. So I think being more transparent is the number one thing. If there are police departments nationwide that, are not subscribed to body cameras, you should. I shouldn't have anything to hide,
Right, if
right?
you're doing your job.
If
For
I'm doing
sure,
if I'm doing it correctly,
for
I
sure.
would be more than welcome for you to, because it's twofold. It also
Protects you.
that's right.
And that would be my thing, like, if somebody is gonna say, especially, like, as a man pulling over a woman, if I try to flirt with you
Right.
and you're like, "Yeah, no, here's your ticket," but then I go and I'm like, "Well, he sexually harassed me," and you're like, "Oh, no."
There's the tape.
Yeah, like, you would think that it would cover.
Right. But there are cops out there who it is, the personality and the psychology of who they are. They may be a little more prone to putting hands on people where they don't have the patience that they probably should have. And I think cameras and accountability help control that or curtail some of that. Now, we've all seen cases, and one recently where the young man was in his car. Now he was filming. Now I haven't seen the body cam side of it, but there is body cam. But these guys were completely, the cops were, in my opinion,
They punched that man in the face.
punched him in his face, booked his window.
Like,
So there are cops out there and there are police departments out there that need to look at that and say, okay, what's the training piece? What did now? I think it's the sheriff or the police chief of that department was
he got on
protecting.
camera and said, "My officer did nothing wrong."
Right, I disagree with that, but I think speaking solely for the police department here in Atlanta, I think they're in a much better place than when I was there.
Okay.
I think, the police chief is openly gay. That's a very progressive, and I think, now that you see they're even, some people may disagree with this, like, we see police officers with beards now, like,
Oh,
beards
yeah.
beards were not allowed, you know, and it goes back to, you know, the day of when we were there, we couldn't have beers, and the reason was, well, if you ever have to put a gas mask on, is it gonna really seal your face? And the police department is a paramilitary organization.
Mhm.
When I was in the military, beards are not
You
only
can't have anything.
right, no earrings, no tattoos, etcetera, etcetera, so, obviously, I'm tatted up. Um,
You said, "I'm free."
I'm free, right? But, I mean, things are changing, and I think, the biggest piece is as technology is changing, the police department, Atlanta PD especially, is embracing that technology, and that can only make the citizens safer, so I think it's a good thing.
Do you think so in addition to, like, body cams, what else can police departments do to help with this public mistrust? Because I feel like especially with people of color, there's just this disproportion between us and the police. How do you think that they can kind of bridge that outside of body cams, or is there a way?
It's a great question, and I don't know that I have an adequate answer that encompasses what I think is required. But I will say, I think the community piece of really reaching out, they have programs, Coffee with a Cop. They have shopping at Christmas with the community where they bring, members, especially children, disadvantaged neighborhoods shopping. I think those programs are really important. And I know the chief of police in Atlanta is very interested